Welcome to the Alternative Podcast. Okay, so to catch you guys up, this is the first episode. This is going to be episode 0. This is a pilot episode. We do not know the name of this podcast, and I have a poll on my Instagram page asking which name is better, Alternative Podcast or the Nightly Rounds Podcast. Which name is better for this specific podcast for us? And by the end of the podcast, we will have. Hopefully we will have more votes, and we will be able to decide on the name. So we will unveil that at the end of the podcast. So what do you think we should have as our first topic?
Well, first just run down what the show will be like,
Okay.
and everybody give a brief description of yourself.
We'll introduce ourselves after we talk about this show first.
Yeah.
Introduce the show and then each other.
We should talk about how we met each other, all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
that'd be a cool one. Yeah.
All right. So how do we start?
You just tell us about the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, basically, the show is just gonna be some random shit. We're not gonna talk about anything specific. It's just gonna pretty much all of this is gonna be improv, just unscripted. I mean, as a podcast should be, but yeah, just anything really.
Anything
And you might
goes.
get some special guests
Yeah,
from week to
eventually.
week.
We may even add some extra people in. Who knows? But special guests may become regular guests. You never know. But yeah. So Clint, you wanna start us off on the introductions? Like how did
I'll save the best for last. So let you guys go first.
Oh, you arrogant piece of shit. Okay. Me and Parker. Parker, how exactly did we meet?
I can tell you, I remember the first time. Probably, I'd say, it's a good question because it's been forever ago.
Probably about
I know I
like
met
4
you
or 5 years.
because of Tyler. I'm this kid named Tyler Jackson. I think it was when we went
drop
to
the
the
name.
movies.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think we crap. Now I can't even remember.
I think
Was
it,
it
no,
when
I
y'all
think it
went
was.
to-
I'm really hanging out
When y'all
with
saw
you.
Captain America?
I think it was me and Matt. It was you, me, and Matt Smar.
Probably.
Why do I drop
That
the
sounds
last
good.
name? Okay. But anyway, because I remember I have a memory on Snapchat from edits, yeah. But I've got a memory on Snapchat. It's us in the Jeep. We're listening to In the Jungle, and I know we were going to the movies, but ever since then, I mean we got closer and closer. Then you started hanging out with Caleb. I started hanging out with Caleb, and after that we got closer and closer.
Yeah, he was in a bad relationship at the time too, so I never really saw him until after the breakup.
Yeah, that's another story. But yeah, at this point, I'd go as far to say that you're my best friend.
Yeah, I would agree.
Aww.
All right,
That was very heartwarming.
we're not gonna get too sappy in this though. We're gonna try and keep this comedic. Johnny.
Yeah.
How do we meet? Honestly, I have no
I
idea.
have no idea.
It's like I know we both went to the same elementary school, and I feel like you were just always like a background character, and then eventually we kind of just got to know each other better. Started
Well,
playing
that's the thing. I
PlayStation.
hang out with like a lot of people that everybody knows. I just chill.
I mean you're such a popular guy,
Popular guy.
Yeah. I mean, shit. And then there was Mr. Moore's class. That was it.
Your dad?
My dad. That's another story. We're gonna have to get into these stories later, but let's finish the
In the
introductions.
class before that, we just didn't talk until we was in Coach Moore class.
Right.
I remember we were all talking about going to the movies, and randomly Johnny was in the back, oh yeah, I'm going too. We're like, all right.
Okay. Cool.
When I first met Johnny, I remember the funniest joke was said. I still remember it actually. everyone was just like making fun of his body, and then Seth was like, "Johnny's got the body of a god, Buddha," and it just stuck with me because it was so hilarious.
Oh
It was just
shit!
funny.
I remember saying that. I think my sister was the one who told me that joke, like whenever I was in middle school. But I guess I remembered it. Sorry that I had to destroy you like that, Johnny.
You destroyed his
I don't
blood.
remember that.
Roasted. As long as you don't remember, it can't hurt you, right? Okay, so Clint, how did we all
Well,
meet?
my name's Clint. I like the movie Moana and Thor.
Okay, we don't need to
But,
know your whole damn
um,
biography.
Simple man.
I don't remember. Let's see. Seth, we were in band together.
Oh yeah, Johnny, we were in band too. Oh my
Johnny,
god.
oh yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Johnny.
yes, I remember. Like I met you in middle school. Like we played. Like
You played
we also played
tuba. I played trump.
PlayStation.
I played trumpet. Oh,
Johnny played tuba.
Played Trump.
I
played
played
saxophone.
Trump. I played Donald Trump. I blew his wispy ass hair in the wind and it made a whistle tone.
I didn't really play much. I just talked.
Yeah,
Like,
we know.
Yeah, that's right.
You remember?
that's every class for me.
You remember who was that nerdy kid? Jeffrey. He played the trombone, and I remember one day he said like, I can't remember what it was exactly. I think we were going to McAllister's or something, and Miss Wells was like, okay, so we're gonna go to McAllister's and we're gonna get potatoes, something about potatoes. And Jeffrey raised his hand and she called on him and he asked, will the potatoes have cheese?
Yes, I remember that. They were just like started fucking laughing and shit.
Like, and he thought that, I mean, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the way he speaks, he's such a smart guy, but he has like this not even a speech impediment. He just talks like a child. And what the potatoes
They
have
treat him like a
cheese.
child.
Yeah,
His parents treat him like a child. That's what
I know he went to like what governor school after that.
I
Yeah,
don't know, he
he's too
just
good
fucking
for us
disappeared.
public
I
school
forgot
kids.
about him. I just
He just
you
dis-
just listen.
he just disappeared.
Well, he
But,
didn't have friends anyway, so it didn't
True.
I
matter.
didn't really talk to him. Like he's weird. He'll have a headache and he'll go home for having a headache.
and I remember in elementary school.
Johnny,
I-
you broke your arm and didn't go home.
I know. Like, what's that shit? I broke my fucking arm and didn't go home. I finished school. This guy has a fucking headache.
Tell him
One
what.
time I broke my finger and didn't go home. I didn't even know it was broken until a month later.
Oh, I know it was broken. My fucking arm was just dangling. I didn't know I was supposed to hold it up.
It was the
I just
most
walked around
obvious
fucking
thing.
Dangling, bro.
This man tried to arm wrestle a fucking bodybuilder, and his arm snapped in half.
I didn't win that fight. He beat me.
He beat you. I think it's safe to say.
He was
Uh,
a big dude. It was like the Mountain versus
He was the strongest man in the
Red
Carolinas.
Viper.
No, it was nothing like the
Some call him
Viper.
Carolina Reaper.
No, this is like the Mountain versus
Hodor.
little baby Starks.
Not even Hodor, like the Butcher Boy from. Okay, let's not.
The Mountain versus who's that little crippled Stark kid? Like the
Bran Stark. My uncle
he's in
told
the
me I
club.
looked like him, and I was a little offended.
Yeah,
but...
you kind of do.
No, I
You
don't.
get-
He's nerdy.
Yes,
He's a
you
dork.
did, alright.
And what are you?
Yeah, what does that
What are
make
you, Clint?
though? Like, yeah, exactly.
Jon Snow.
Okay. Let's move on from this topic.
All right, so hold on. I met most of y'all in band. Parker, I met you in, I think, sitting with y'all guys at lunch or something.
Probably. I think you sat with like, I can't remember if Matt was there. That one.
I think Gabe was there. Seth,
Yeah, I never sat with Gabe.
Seth, we really started becoming friends when we sat with them crazy girls that were upperclassmen. On the
Oh
Heritage
God,
Trail.
it's freaking genie.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and
Real
then
hangout was cool.
and then broadcasting sort of strengthened our relationship.
Yeah.
And then we graduated.
I remember that time I left like $40 on the ground, and you gave it back to me.
I
It
remember.
really showed your character.
Yeah, wasn't that when you just left your wallet? It wasn't like you left a visible $40 just laying on the ground.
Still, there's like $40.
Your Avengers printed wallet was laying on the ground. There's no
I
one
still
else who
have
would
it.
have there's no one else who would have this except for Clint.
Fucking high school with a fucking Avenger one.
It's cool.
No, it's not.
Every time I go to the bank, somebody says, "Oh wow, that's cool."
I love your
Because they-
wallet. Yeah, they pity you.
Yeah.
Handicap.
They pity you.
No, they're not.
They're
They think
like,
They
Oh,
think you're
he's one
there
of those
depositing your
children.
disability check.
Oh,
It's like
did you
when,
come here on the bus?
no.
You're
People
ain't
honestly
you a
think.
independent little lad, ain't ya? Oh, look at it.
Is your mom waiting
People
outside
think-
in the car?
Oh, honey,
People
is your
really
car
do think
nearby?
it's cool. Every time I go to the mall to buy something, people go, "Oh man, nice wallet. Have you seen
Yeah.
the new Avengers trailer? You like that Avengers movie, Infinity War?
Yeah,
Thanos in the house, man."
yeah, and they're just as handicapped as you are. Okay, let's
Oh, shit.
let's get into recent events. What kind of a story do you want to tell today, right now? I feel like
I
people
have a
get the.
topic.
I feel like people have gotten like who we are as people and how we've
I
come to know
have
each
a
other.
topic I really want to bring up.
Like which one?
Do you guys suck or chew Tic Tacs? Because a lot of people have the wrong answer nowadays.
See,
I think there's only one right answer.
there is
and,
one
that's-
right answer.
You
Yeah,
put
what
it
is
in your
what
mouth,
is that,
eat 'em real
Parker?
quick.
What is that, Parker?
You always suck on a Tic Tac because it's a mint.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
A baby mint that you just chew on. There's nothing.
No, you suck on it for at least 5 minutes, and then you can chew it if you get tired of
If
having
you
it
put
in your
it
mouth.
in your mouth and chew on it, you're gonna break your teeth. Like
No, you're not.
if you-
They're the like little gentlest little thing you can eat. They're like Jello.
They're not gentle,
Like,
but like
they're
if
slightly
you break your
stronger than
teeth on a
Jell-O.
Tic Tac, your teeth are brittle.
You got
But,
bad
like,
teeth.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Clint on this one, but you're not supposed to chew them right away. You're supposed to
they're
suck
not
on
like. It's not like your teeth are brittle per se. It's just like chewing on popcorn kernels.
them. Right.
You know?
So when we
like,
brought this up,
you
the
really
first
don't chew hard.
no popcorn kernels are hard. Tic Tacs are easy to chew.
But yeah, what Clint was saying
Yeah,
when
you
we
suck
brought
on 'em
this
for a minute.
when we brought this up the first time yesterday, it was me, Clint, and Parker. But now we have Johnny on the show. Let me explain yesterday. Yesterday was a failed it was awful. It was a catastrophe.
I was
So
basically
I was
trying
eating
to
gummy.
explain to. Well, here I'll just let him continue.
It's
We
episode
tried to
negative
record.
one.
The recording just got completely screwed over. But we're doing this again today. Same topic, but now we have Johnny. So let's hear what he has to say.
So Tic Tac,
Do you suck or chew?
you suck, I guess.
That's gay. Yeah, I mean, but like Clint is the only one of us four who chews them immediately after putting them in his mouth.
Well, you
Yeah,
heard it here
because they're
first.
tiny
You put
and
it
they're
in
like.
your mouth to refresh your breath and shit.
The
A quick
size of
story
the
I'd like to
mint,
tell.
the size of the mint does not determine whether or not you chew or suck on them. It has the same purpose. It's like taking an actual like full sized mint, breaking it with a hammer
I
and picking up a
remember-
Tic Tac sized piece and chewing it. It's the
I
same
was at the-
thing.
I was at the airport about to fly back to Charlotte, and I'm eating my Tic Tac, and this girl looks at me and she's like, "You eat them like candy?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm just eating them because they were the best ones, like the orange ones, which are the best, and I just eat them. Like when I'm in my car, I just eat the Tic Tacs because I'm bored.
Because you're weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone
You just
eats
sit in your
Tic Tac.
car and ate Tic Tacs. That's
Yeah,
pretty
like when you're at
fucking
a-
weird.
When you're at a
If you're that
stoplight,
hungry, you just go to McDonald's, alright?
no, because that McDonald's sucks.
Hey, Burger King. They're making a new one. Go there.
Hey, cook for yourself
Right.
because all fast food is shit.
Cookout is good.
Okay, on occasion it's okay to eat out.
all the time. If you want to be like me, man, get these best.
I honestly
Seth,
like.
remember
I
when we
eat.
went to Cookout like in the middle of the night? Well, we've done this numerous times. but
Yeah.
That's like the place I eat like when like at 3 a.m.
Yeah, because they're open forever. I mean, I enjoy eating out, but I know it's awful for me, and I always feel bad after I eat out, unless it's like Chick-fil-A. Then I feel the Lord's
Even
waffle
if we go to, like,
fries.
Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
That's not fast food. That's like
We need to
sit down
go back
restaurant, you
there.
know.
Remember those hot wings?
The ones that made me fucking cry.
You just fucking cried.
I was literally crying, like not emotionally, but like I could not stop the tears from coming out of my eye holes.
Well, we
It's
got a
okay,
new
it's
friend
just
that
like-
works there,
As
so
long as you wash your hands and like don't spread the heat.
Yeah,
It's like poison ivy. Actually, like spicy things are very much like poison ivy.
I could see that. Because I mean, like the next day, I'm like, this might be too much information, TMI, but I could literally feel it come out of my ass. It burnt the shit out of my anal lips.
I didn't used to be able to do that, but now, like, I'm like 29.
You're
when
like-
I was
you're
14 and
calloused?
15, I couldn't feel that shit, but now when I eat hot shit, I feel it when it comes out.
My calloused rectum.
It's hard out here now these days.
I am immune to spicy food. I have
What are you, Indian?
too much
I
curry.
can eat hot food. I like hot
Yeah.
food, but
There's never
Yeah,
too much
ruins it.
curry, actually.
I
I-
remember I had the macaroni with the wings.
Yeah, didn't I make fun of you for eating macaroni?
he ate fucking macaroni. Like, what kind of?
I mean, I made fun of him for that time, and then whenever me and Clint went by ourselves, I think I got macaroni too. I literally copied your meal because I didn't know what to get. Because
Yeah,
I didn't want to pay for
Probably
I didn't
because
want
you
to
were
pay for
uncomfortable
wings.
That your girl was there.
Yeah, I didn't know what to get. Like
Yeah, I
I
understand.
didn't want to
Their
get
Philly cheesesteaks good as shit.
I didn't want to get a whole like wing plate, so I just copied whatever Clint got, and it was relatively cheaper.
We need to go to Moe's.
Johnny, I can't believe you haven't gone to Moe's yet.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
dude,
I
Moe's
was
is
gonna
great.
go the other day. I was gonna stop, but I was like, nah. I just wait till I get to the house, make something to eat.
You could have called me. I probably would have went with you.
I'm looking for water bottle. Where the hell is my water?
We could definitely go to. Next time we're all in town together, we're going to Moe's because Johnny hasn't been yet.
Sounds good to me.
Moe's is great.
I went to
Oh,
Moe's for the
thank
first time on campus whenever I moved in.
We don't
Oh.
have a Moe's on campus, unfortunately.
It really doesn't seem like a big deal. Like nobody really talks about it. So
But like
First time I
whenever,
went to Moe's was like in 2007.
what Johnny was saying, it's like no one really talks about it. But whenever you mention that you've never been, people look at you like you're insane. It's
I know.
it's honestly not that great of a place. But I've heard
People on my campus have never been.
I had
There's
never
one, like,
I had never been until this year. Like I said,
10-minute
the beginning of the
walk.
semester.
seriously?
Yeah, beginning of the semester.
people are like the same way with Steak and Shake, and that they're ass.
Steak and Shake has very bad like customer service and stuff. Like they
Their
take
shit
forever.
it tastes like grease. Their food actually tastes like grease.
The
Mhm.
fries are
Steak and
good.
Shake, the burgers are so fucking thin. They just taste like grease.
Chicken ain't bad. We need to go to Steak and Shake
This
soon.
need to be we're on food reviews now.
They have good steaks. Not steaks. They have good shakes. But
Yeah,
Their
that's
shakes, I
they're
like
not
their
as good as
fries. They're
that.
like really thin cut. I like their fries.
okay.
Cookout actually has the best milkshakes nowadays.
Let's get off the food subject. Let's talk about something that's actually interesting. Because we actually want to keep these people's attention. But I mean, shit. Experiences. Let's put some ideas out there. What have we
What's the
experienced?
funniest thing that has ever happened? Probably Stormbreaker. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah,
that's
to
ever
us as a
happened.
group. Parker wasn't there
Parker
for this,
wasn't
but
with us.
he's
Oh,
heard
man.
this. I don't think we've really ever hung out like all four of us together.
Wow.
Only time I only hang at Parker once. That's when we went to Moose at one time.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was the one time I was with Seth. So.
Yeah, and then I think I
Who was
almost
the rest of that?
I almost killed us whenever we were on the way over there because we went to
Fucking Tyler was just screaming like
That sounds
fucking.
right. That sounds pretty accurate.
But I mean, I was driving, and you were in the Johnny was in the back seat. I think Parker was too, and then Tyler was beside me, and I know I was making a left turn, and I turned into an exit only lane. Luckily, no one was like coming through, but I had to like swerve out.
I've done that before.
It
Actually,
scared me.
you know what was funny? Is like there's this one place in Clover, South Carolina that gets me all the time, and it's like this street, like you know where that Mexican restaurant is in Clover.
Yeah.
You like turn left, and it's really weird because it's like a one-way only, blocked by like a weird little median that's kind of like out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'll go because it's so natural. Like I just turn into the one-way only, so it's like I'm coming towards oncoming traffic, and then the spot I'm supposed to be on is blocked by like a concrete median. So I remember like one time I did that on accident, not realizing it until a car like kept like coming towards me, and then to get out of the way I had to like run over this like foot tall concrete bump like in the middle of the road.
And then I shit my pants.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, that's not the worst thing that happened in a car. I mean, I remember it's like doing a donut almost, basically, on the road.
Oof. Johnny, tell us about the time Clint almost killed you whenever he was getting onto the ramp.
He almost killed me fucking twice.
When was this?
Tell us about it.
I remember.
There's one
I'll let
where
you
he was
go.
going on a ramp and almost hit fucking cones. Like,
I
there's
was-
another time where
I was in my lane.
Clint
this
is
is one
act.
that I talk about mostly. Like, there's this one time it was like rolling through Rock Hill, right? I think it was going to a game or something, or movies. Probably.
Yeah.
And we was driving, and there's this car stopped right in front of us, and he fucking almost fucking plowed into that fucking car.
Nice.
Someone
Yeah, we-
fucking brakes her. We almost fucking hit that car.
We were going to Concord Mills, and Johnny was throwing up.
Oh, you know what? The time I was fucking
Yeah.
throwing up everywhere. in that
I'm
fucking
gonna
mall.
be
I was like,
sick.
yeah.
But I really felt like going to Concord Mills, so I was like, "Suck it up, Johnny, swallow it. We're going." So, but it was as we were driving down. That did happen. But it wasn't my fault. This dude just slammed on his brakes, and then I slammed on him too. It was a big truck, and I was driving the tiny Clint mobile at the time.
Oh man.
So
But it's
basically,
no
you guys.
here because you wrecked it.
So basically, you guys would have been decapitated, and yes, Clint just recently wrecked his car, so he could get a new one.
That's not exactly why. It was an accident.
He just wanted to hit that old lady. Don't worry.
No,
Hey,
tell the story again, Clint. Tell it
Which one?
about how you hit the old lady.
All right. So I'm leaving. I'm not gonna mention what I was leaving for.
You don't have to tell me. I'll mention it.
But I get in my car. The windows are foggy. The windows are like, they don't roll down, so I'm like, all right, screw it. And I'm at an intersection, and I don't see anybody. Like, there's nobody. I was paying attention to the lights. If I lean over at nobody, slam the gas, see if I can make it. Obviously didn't. Hit a phone pole. And,
No, you hit a person and then you hit a phone pole. And when I say person, I mean
Yeah.
he hit their car. He didn't hit a pedestrian crossing the street.
that would have been horrific.
The lady would have died. But see, Clint is not the best driver in the world because
And also,
as you heard,
it wasn't that bad because I have no scratches, no pain whatsoever. Which that's kind of how I am in
Is that-
every situation.
old
is that
lady
true
had
for
a
the
heart
old lady?
attack.
I mean, she wasn't doing so hot, but I'm okay. So.
That's all that matters. Oh god.
I'm actually a good driver because, like, how many times
No,
have we
you're not.
died? Yet I saved us. Johnny, how many?
That's the point.
Johnny,
He put us in danger. That's the point.
Johnny, you've probably driven the most miles with me. Like, we've gone to Raleigh and stuff.
Yes.
Perfectly okay.
Serious. I remember when we went to a fucking hockey game, me fucking Clint walked around for like 20 minutes looking for his fucking car.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't remember
We
where
got
he,
it
where he
gone.
parked.
We could
Oh,
not
what-
fucking find it. It took us fucking air.
well, it's very like PNC. It connects to. For those who don't know, the Carolina Hurricanes play in Raleigh. I'm in Charlotte, So it's about a 2.5 hour drive, maybe a little more, during game days. And what PNC Arena, where the Hurricanes play, is directly beside William Bryce Stadium, where NC State football plays. And it is a very big parking lot. They don't really have parking decks, but there's certain places you can park on NC State campus and walk. But we just park in the parking lot. That's what I usually do.
Okay.
But I could not find my car that night. I also went to another game where it was worse. Like we lost it for like 45 minutes, and I was close to calling some people I know in Raleigh and be like, "Look, I can't find my car.
Maybe
Can I
you
just
should.
crash your place?"
Maybe you should just like, remember where you park. Like,
Yeah,
think about it.
Johnny,
Keep a
you
mental
remember-
note.
Johnny, you
I
remembered
gotta
where we
remember where
parked.
he's parked. I fucking forgot everything because there's fucking drug
Yeah.
dogs there. And I
Why does that matter?
Like fucking weed and every fucking thing. Yeah, like I was like fucking trying to avoid the fucking drug dogs going in. I didn't fucking pay attention.
Weed. Speaking of
Except-
weed, my not my roommates, but like not my roommates, but the people that live across the hall from me. I was walking back actually this evening, and he fucking reeked of cologne and weed. And it's like, cologne does nothing to mask that. It doesn't do anything to
Weed-
mask anything. But
That's a
weed
good
is
name.
You have to put like gasoline on your shirt or something.
yeah.
I know
It's
a good cologne that will actually cover it up. It's like Jay-Z by Gold.
yeah.
So
It may
actually-
cover it up for you, but literally everyone else who's behind you, downwind of you, will be able to smell it. Weed is unmaskable.
Remember
Is that
when
the right
we
word?
went to the movies and that guy lit up as we
Yeah.
were walking to the pizza place?
Let's tell the
Light
whole
up
movie
Anthony's
story.
part of Charlotte.
Let's just tell the whole movie story because that was kind of
Just
wild.
Tell the whole movie.
So, me, Johnny, and Clint, we all went to the movies to go see the Avengers movie,
Avengers,
Infinity War.
War.
And,
Thanos, he's in the house.
I'm gonna get to a point, and I'm gonna tell you to take over, Clint, because you tell the Stormbreaker part better. But
All right.
actually, you go ahead and just tell that part right now.
So after I went to the gas station in a Captain America outfit, we arrived at the
I
movie
have that
theater.
picture. I still have that picture.
So we're getting in. It's being seated. At the time, this movie theater had regular seating. They didn't have the selected seating, which is stupid.
They have that now.
Yeah, so we are I have pretty decent seats. We get there early, and the place starts filling in, and so it's me to the far left, Johnny in the middle, Seth on the far right, and
no.
these big women just sit beside me and just take up all my space, and I'm in between Johnny and Jabba the Hutt, so that was great. And then Seth is just sitting by himself, basically looking like a doofus.
And you're gonna make
I
me sound
hear-
like a dumbass.
All I hear as I'm paying attention to something else, I hear, mind if I sit here? And then Seth,
That's the worst. That's the worst female voice I've ever heard in my life. Mind
That's
if
what
I
he
sit
sounded
here?
like. And then Seth goes, oh boy, no.
I didn't
Nope,
stutter.
no,
I didn't
go-
fucking stutter.
Sit down, yeah. Yes, you did. Johnny, did he?
Clint, I did not stutter. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you
like.
did.
I don't
It
get
sounded
nervous
exactly
around
that.
women.
Well, you did that day.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
the movie starts, and the trailers start. Well, not even the movie. The trailers start playing. And they're just talking about how much they like Venom and crap.
Because that's
and he's
one
like,
of the
big-
trailers that came out. Venom trailer.
Yeah, the big women beside me are keep yapping about where's Superman, and they're talking the whole time. And the part where Red Skull shows up, I look at everybody, like, whoa, Red Skull. And then, like, the girl that is beside Seth looks at me and says, wow. So she's interacting with us as the movie is playing. Probably the only woman in America that would, but she was. So,
and I let her go. And at the time, just to clear this up, at the time I was with someone, so I thought that I was being a good boyfriend and not having any feelings or any attraction towards this woman. But as time went on,
as this movie-
okay, You want me to
As the
go?
movie keeps
Okay, you
going
go.
on, you can take over later.
Okay.
As the movie keeps going on, there's always surprises. She's always reacting to it with Seth. At the part where Tyrion shows up, all I hear was the girl talking, and then Johnny going, "Hehe, Game of Thrones."
Peter Dinklage.
So, the movie ends, and we're talking during the credits and stuff. And I can see Seth likes this girl. It's pretty obvious with his constant stuttering.
I
So I'm
didn't stutter.
Maybe I should invite her to come eat pizza with us, because we were going to go to the best pizza place in Charlotte and go eat. But I wasn't sure, like, if he actually... I knew she liked him, but I wasn't sure if Seth was uncomfortable or just didn't want to deal with it.
Literally
fall for me
literally a
instead.
minute ago, you said Seth so obviously likes this girl. I could just tell.
I
And-
mean,
and
but
now
I could
you're-
tell
you're-
you wanted to be a good boyfriend, right?
Right.
And I didn't want to put you in an uncomfortable place because being a good friend.
Right.
Um,
Great friend.
So, and then there's that dumb Captain Marvel part, and I was trying to test if she was a Captain Marvel fan or one of those type of people. So then I'm like, Captain Marvel sucks. Who would like a girl superhero?
And she
and then
fucking whipped her head so hard to the left. Like I
Yeah.
could have sworn she snapped her neck. Like how fast she
And
looked
then,
over. She-
and then look sad, like I just burnt her house down. And then she immediately leaves, and we're leaving. And then that's the last of her. And we named her Stormbreaker because
after the axe
the
that
axe
Thor gets in there.
that Tyrion Lannister made for Thor. And as we're walking,
Here, I'll tell this part.
yeah,
And
this is funny.
So we're leaving the theater. Stormbreaker speeds off ahead of us because Clint just ruined everything for us, and for me, not us, me. And so we're walking to the pizza place, which is probably about half a mile away. And
No less than that, like
yeah.
2 blocks away.
Anyway, so we're walking, and we get closer and closer. There's this guy in front of us, and he looks not really suspicious, but he's
sketchy
looking around, and
He looks like he doesn't belong in the fanciest part of the neighborhood.
Charlotte, yeah. And
yeah, like we're in a ritzy area.
so we're walking, and all these shops are around, and we get to this alley, and he pulls out a lighter and what seemed to be a cigarette. He just struck up in the middle of public, and like as soon as he blew out a cloud of smoke, and it's normal. It looks normal, and then the smoke hit us. This man, like where weed is illegal, just lit up a blunt in the middle of public. It's like I know weed is not like that big of a deal, but you don't just do it in public, you know, especially in a place like Charlotte where it's not legal. This isn't Colorado.
Laughing like crazy at that point.
Yeah,
Like, we were laughing like little kids.
Yeah, we were giggling,
Even
like
at
we were
the-
trying to suppress it. It was hilarious.
Even at the pizza place, where Seth immediately regretted not getting the number of Stormbreaker.
I felt so bad. Because this was, it's like me and my I'm not gonna say names, but like me and the girl that I was seeing at the time. It's like we never really spoke much. We never talked. We didn't relate on anything like that. And I felt like I connected better with Stormbreaker than I had with this girl over the course of like a year and 3 months that we had together. And then me and this other girl, we spent however long that
3
movie
hours,
is, 3
probably.
hours together. Oh man,
Like the whole time.
we need to get this podcast like really big, like
Get it big, and we
get it
can
big.
find
and
her.
That's what I'm saying.
Find this
Your
girl.
goal all along is to find
So we
her.
haven't found her on Tinder yet.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
my
literally
thing
the
is-
one reason why I got Tinder in the first place, and like it's evolved from that after that. But anyway, that was one of my hopes was to find Stormbreaker on Tinder. Never happened.
My thing is, this is what was weird. And she mentioned while talking to us that she goes to this movie theater a lot because it's only like $5 matinee. So
Right.
she definitely mentioned that she goes there often. But my thing is, she's our age. She's in her like early 20s, attractive, by herself. You don't see that often in stuff like that.
Especially not with her personality.
Yeah, like girls aren't supposed to like movies like that.
Like her personality was probably her best feature. Like that's
She was
that
very
kind of
positive.
that kind of
Yeah.
personality like will change a 6 to an 8. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
she was pretty.
Oh,
She was pretty. She was a solid 9.
Looked like Nadine from Uncharted. Nadine
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, with longer hair, less poofy.
Isn't there a guy in Daredevil named Nadim or something? Agent Nadim.
Agent Nadim, yeah. And then there was that black girl that Daredevil was seeing at the beginning of season 1, the nurse lady. What was her name?
It's like,
Claire?
isn't that like a stepsister though?
No,
What?
no. What?
Wait, no, I'm thinking of the Flash. Never mind.
I was about to say. No. You really need to
My
watch
bad.
Daredevil. It's a great show.
Yeah,
Netflix,
I get told that all the
Netflix
time.
sponsor us, please. On episode 1. Oh man.
Yeah, how do you guys like Daredevil? It's definitely the best show on Netflix. Season 2 is definitely the best season.
And season 3 is the
Wow.
best.
Trash.
Johnny,
Johnny, what?
don't even want to hear it. All right.
Trash.
Johnny, what was your opinion on this Stormbreaker girl?
He blew it, Will. Well, okay. He had one shot, you know. He didn't make it. She gone.
She gone. Johnny, you're being awfully quiet. Are you camera shy? Not even camera shy. Audio
Are you
shy.
microphone
Are you
shy?
are you
I'm waiting
MP3
right
shy?
there,
So you're not focused. Turn that shit off.
too. It's so good, I guess.
Turn off them games, son. That's rated M.
That's right, yeah, boy.
Seth, you ever plan on going to bed tonight? So
What's the
okay,
craziest?
Okay.
What's the craziest thing we've heard from like?
from when
I
my
don't know,
dad
while we're
interrupts
playing
while we're
video
playing
games.
games. Well,
Yeah, just
this
plan
doesn't
on
happen.
going
This doesn't happen anymore because I moved out. I'm going to a real college. But my freshman year of college, I I went to a technical school and I got out of there so fast. But anyway, so I was still living at home, and I could not get a moment's peace over the course of that entire year, because every time like I would finish my studying and I decided to start playing video games with Clint, and I would try to be making a video or something, and my dad would just peek his head in and interrupt me. And Seth, you ever plan on coming out? It's getting late. You need to go to bed. You got an 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm in college. I'm an adult. I can stay up past midnight.
What's the? Remember when your sister thought Hank Hill was talking to her?
It's a little irrelevant, but I can do a really good Hank Hill impression.
Do it, and I'll tell the story after that.
Okay. I got it.
You're a loser.
Loser. You feel sorry
You're a
for
loser.
yourself?
Alright. Loser, you're a loser. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Hey, Rio, you want a hot dog, man?
Shut the hell up. It's not funny. It's not
Hammer,
funny.
I need a hammer.
It's not funny. Okay, so I think I was getting dinner, and I left my PlayStation on and Clint was just waiting in the party, and my little sister went running into the room while I was eating, and she put on my mic for some reason, and she started talking to Clint, but Clint has a Hank Hill soundboard, and he started playing just these random little clips that they had recorded onto the soundboard.
I think the first one I picked was like, "Can we have tacos tonight?" or something like that, and she's like, "My mom isn't making that," and I make Hank Hill progressively get angrier and angrier, and she's like, "Look, I'm sorry. Seth is getting food right now. He will be back soon. I apologize. My name is so-and-so. I have just turned 7. I promise. Don't hurt anyone."
You're a bad
Loser! You're a loser! You feeling sorry for yourself? And then I hear her, like, throw the mic and just run.
Like little footsteps in the background, just.
Yeah. Kind of rude for me to mess with a 7-year-old, but it was funny.
It was pretty funny. I didn't know this was happening, and then I come back into the room, and Clint was fucking giggling. And then he told me the story. He told me what happened, and I was doubled over. I started giggling along with him. That was
Got
a
any
funny
more of that
night.
chicken fried steak?
My
We aren't
mom.
having that for dinner.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a.
Oh,
If you're
do I
gonna
look
interrupt
like I know
me,
what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Hey, Rio, you want a hot dog, man?
it's not funny, Clint.
It is. For those who don't
Let's-
know, if you've ever played the game Shenmue, there's a guy that says, "Hey, Rio, you want a hot dog, man?" And I was walking to work one day, and I see
not
like
funny.
an Oriental guy at a hot dog stand, and he looked at me and he says, "Hey, Rio, you want a hot dog, man?" And it was a fun. I bought like 3 hot dogs. I was so happy.
It's not funny.
It was pretty funny. You were laughing the other day.
I was laughing. I don't know why, but it's not funny.
We were laughing at your storytelling skills.
Yeah, you do have pretty good storytelling skills. But
Thanks. That's why we do this
The gift of
podcast.
a silver tongue. The mark of a good leader or a good liar.
watch
Yeah,
your
like Jon
tongue.
Snow.
In
Alright, I'm
time,
like,
my tongue will wiggle waggle directly into your emperor's ass.
I'm Littlefinger.
Yeah, you're a liar.
My little finger will be.
That is no way to wet your sword.
Get your own kill. Let's talk about Salem. Let's talk
Which
about
trial?
Salem.
Let's not.
It's a personal subject for you.
Which all
Yeah,
those
cut.
alright.
Crack
Cut.
girl, meth girl,
Cut.
meth girl.
Let's talk about Coke Girl.
Okay. Okay. We can talk about like
Let's
our
talk
experiences
about,
on
our
Periscope.
history of Periscope.
Periscope. Okay.
I'm not saying anything's concrete yet, but maybe we might have a special Periscope guest one of these days
Oh
on
no.
this podcast who has quite the history
He has-
in scope.
he's very unique.
Yeah, you could say that. Funny guy, popular guy.
I
But
think I know who you're talking about.
I know who he's talking about.
so Periscope's just a live stream app. It shows your location. You can just watch random people around the world.
It's really creepy,
And I've seen
really
that-
weird, but it's really fun.
I remember when I
Sounds
first
funny.
downloaded it. I first downloaded it like when it came out in 2015, but never really played with it until like
16. You got
Late-
me into it in
You
2016.
don't need to tell what year.
15, because its prime was like 16ish or 17ish. But I remember one day I just clicked on Louisiana because I was just bored, and I see 4 men in a car, and then you see them load their weapons, and one of them, the driver, who I assume was their ringleader, says, "You boys ready for this?" And like one of them says, "I wasn't planning on coming home tonight," and then they load their guns and end the broadcast. And I'm like, wow.
I wonder how
I
many
just saw
people,
something.
like, if anyone's listening. That's kind of sad. If anyone's actually listening, if anyone's listening, I wonder how many people actually believe that.
Because it happens, but if anyone's listening, find out who that is and inform Louisiana police immediately. 'Cause I think something happened.
You know-
Yeah, as you scroll through scopes and start watching stuff, you start seeing weirder and weirder stuff.
like a couple weeks ago, you shared a scope with me, and it was a transgender, or at least just a cross-dressing big black man. And
Yeah,
what
fuck that. You
was
share that
he
shit to
wearing?
me before, too.
It was like tight ass
I don't
leather
remember.
pants. No, it was a
was
a
vest or
skirt. It
something.
wasn't even pants. I got out of it like really fast, but apparently you said that you saw his nutsack or some shit.
Johnny, remember
Clint invited
the?
me to this like old ass white guy shit. He was like kind of chubby and shit. He had like one of those porn star mustaches. And he was just wearing skirts. He was showing people their skirts like, this one makes you feel pretty. I'm like, what the fuck? I left that shit. I was like, what the fuck, Clint?
Remember the old preacher lady?
What is it?
Old preacher lady,
the
and
Lord
then
smacked me in
Lord
the mouth.
smacked me.
Told me to get right. Yeah, I used to be a thug. I used to kill people, but the Lord smacked me in the mouth, told me to get right. That was pretty good.
And ever since that day, I've been a changed woman.
And she'd talk about God like 24/7. Like,
Every
she'd be
single
live
scope.
talking about all the
And
time.
she got so many hearts. She's got so many views too. It was
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Scope is mostly just religious people.
Yeah.
And
And
dudes
you'd-
wearing dresses.
You'd think it would be the opposite.
Now let's get to the best part when
Coke
we
girl?
met the Coke girl.
Let
So
me tell-
She was-
I've been
you want-
watching this.
Okay, you go.
I've been watching this girl on Scope forever. She lived up north where we are. She seemed cool. Whatever. We just watched her Scopes. Has a lot of cool tattoos. And then one day, we were all in the party chat, and we decided to tell her to do coke just because we think it's funny. She
This
then
l-
proceeds.
Pulls out a $1 bill, her iPad, and a little baggie with what seemed to
And
be.
she had her boyfriend cut it up and everything.
Okay, I don't remember that part, but all I remember is the $1 bill and the iPad, and then I just see like cocaine just like on the iPad. She she makes a line and just snorts it through the $1 bill, like on demand. We all just said do coke, and she fucking did it, just
Yes.
instantly,
And he starts-
no hesitation.
Funny 'cause I actually remember this too.
And then she
I
starts
remember this very well.
twerking on her boyfriend, and in the middle of that, the oldest looking, biggest looking woman
Her
in
boyfriend's
America.
mom walks in and it's like, it's fine, nothing's.
This
Yeah,
is
she
nothing
just
out of
looked.
the ordinary.
Just
And then just walks away.
doing coke again. I mean,
Yeah, crazy kids.
At least it's not heroin this time.
hey, if you don't do that coke, you better share it.
Did you take all my coke?
You know that's my fucking coke. I don't know why. Y'all know you're gonna get out my fucking coke. I tell y'all what.
Did you drink my Dr. Pepper? Oh my god.
And then a night later, she scopes in the morning, and she's in a hospital bed, and she's like, "Oh my god, I was doing some coke and my Jeep done rolled 3 times," and then she shows her hands, like lifts them up, and they're shaking. So it's kind of like crackhead Doctor Strange, a lot like that movie.
Ugh.
They need to
Okay.
remake Doctor Strange, but with like a doctor getting her, it's just a cokehead, and she goes to like learn powers. Like she could defeat Thanos. That's the only hope. For the
She just has to
Coke
like
girl.
shoot up a line of like black tar heroin or do some meth.
And then
So,
she'll
all
be more
right.
powerful.
So we got about 10 minutes left. You wanna go with the? You wanna look at the name now?
No, how
Actually-
about let's say that for last. Parker, do you have a suggestion for topic or anything you'd like to speak on?
I don't know if any of you know, but the whole time I've been like playing Battlefield. So if you just hear me
Nice.
like uttering under my breath, like cussing at certain points, it's because
Shit.
I just died.
Shit.
Yeah, it's
You
actually.
guys are supposed to be fully attentive to the podcast.
Yeah, you and Johnny
Well,
are
no,
just
sometimes
you're just
you
not
guys-
contributing.
Sometimes you guys talk about stuff that's not relevant to me. I mean, not all of it is, but some of the stories is like,
Yeah,
alright,
so
well,
it
I'll
knows
just like
y'all are
focus
not
on.
important enough to me anymore.
Yeah, we
Wow.
just need to do more things together. Like during breaks, we all just need to hang out so we can get stories.
You
Like
just
how
got,
I'm-
you know I'm gonna have to hang out with Clint to get stories on Clint, alright?
You get some
we can talk
word
about
on
the
him.
Jon Snow thing.
Oh, Jon Snow.
Let's save that for episode 2.
Okay,
Episode
fine.
1.
All right.
That's gonna be a big one, I'll tell you that.
On the
That's a
special
big
Game of Thrones episode where we talk about that.
one. If you like Clint, he won't after episode 2, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well-
episode 2, we can
All
dedicate the
respect down the drain.
we can dedicate all of episode 2 to Game of Thrones. All
Well,
right.
maybe we
We
should
can
wait
just call
till
it
Johnny
Failures
to
of Clint.
finish.
The times that Clint has fucked up.
I don't screw up. Well, I do screw up a lot.
You screwed up whenever you hit that old woman.
So I had a
He mentioned
conversation with
that.
her.
He didn't screw up.
I had a conversation with an ex-girlfriend recently, and she told me, "Why do you try so hard when you screw up at everything?"
And all this shit happens, and it's like it's the most quotable lines that people use for you. Even you, I'm just a kid from Charlotte.
That was cool when I said it.
No, it was not. It was not
really,
cool.
like Dorothy. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Copies a line from I was about to say Game of Thrones. Captain America. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn, but he adds Charlotte in. It's the dumbest thing I've
when I
ever
said
heard.
it.
It's still original. It's
Somebody like, there's
Or-
been a lot of like quotable lines that people have said to me, like, "Why don't you go read a book?"
tell them about that. That's a funny
All right.
story.
So I was at a friend's like birthday party, or a friend of a friend's birthday party. I don't remember. At some weird guy's
Why?
house.
Anyway,
So, it's a pool party. So I get the only bathing suit I own, which has Avengers on it and Spider. I think this one just had Spider-Man.
it
on
was
My
just
new one had-
Spider-Man. You told me this.
So I'm walking in, and this one girl smoking a cigarette, like she's all cool. She's like, "Are you Clint?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." And she's like, "I'm not, ma'am." And we're talking, and she says, "Seriously, Spider-Man swim trunks?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Did your mom buy those at Walmart?" And I'm like, "Actually, they're from JCPenney, and my granny got them." And she's like, "Why don't you just go read a book or something and get out of here?" I'm like, "I want to swim."
Like, what kind of an insult is that? Why don't you go read a book or something? That
I
is
guess
not an
she-
insult.
She told me I was like a nerd or something. She's like, "Go read a book," because she's uneducated. He's just like 16, smoking a cigarette or something.
Pretty sounds uneducated. As I stutter.
actually, you guys have my full attention now. Just so you know, I've finally put down the controller, and
I did.
I'm proud of
I
you.
will I will contribute completely to the conversation. I know I haven't been talking much for the like previous hour or so.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes you're gonna come in.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
welcome to the podcast.
that's what you get. You the last 5 minutes, the best 5 minutes. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but now I kind of don't know what to talk about. So, we just cover a whole range of things.
So maybe
Now that I'm here, I don't really know what
I'm
to,
saying the
what to
game.
do.
I think the Game of Thrones episode should be Johnny has to finish it, and maybe Parker if he wants to get started at least.
Parker seems
I
to
just
know
saw it
more
'cause
about the show than Johnny does, and he hasn't even watched it. He's just read the book,
When
like
I
one
watch
of the books.
shows and shit, I don't
Yeah.
pay attention. I do shit while I watch it. So.
See,
Because
what's the
Johnny's
point of
gotta-
watching it?
Johnny's pretty close to
That's how I
the
watch it.
end.
I mean,
Johnny,
I,
you know
like,
what?
I
I'm
just
not
watch
even
for
gonna be
entertainment.
honest.
I really don't pay attention.
So,
to
like,
shit,
How far I've been in the book probably equates to about like I would say around like not even the end of the first season yet, just towards the end of the first season.
I mean,
Oh,
you
wow.
see, like even whenever I'm talking about like things in season 5, you seem to know at least something about it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
my
mean, Night's
dad,
watching stuff.
my dad actually bought like the full like every single like thing on DVD.
Yeah, I
So
forget about
if one
that.
of you guys want to watch the, actually he watched all of them too in like, well, pretty much like a month, I guess. I remember like for a couple weeks, he was like staying up until like midnight watching like 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. And
Yeah, that was me whenever I first I got like a
Yeah.
free subscription for a month. It
And
was just a
Seth,
free
you
trial.
Seth, you
I
don't
did that
like
with
watch
Stranger
stuff
Things.
super
I
quick.
watched Stranger Things a lot. When it like the first one, I haven't seen the second season yet.
Right.
Only thing I watch like the first, as soon as it comes out, is Daredevil and Game of Thrones.
See, I
I
watched
watch all.
I watched Game of Thrones really quickly. Daredevil, first season I went through it really quick. Second season really slow. Third season it took me a while to get into it. Like I watched the first episode, and then I went off of it for about a week, and then I binged the rest of the season within a couple
The
maybe
problem-
3 or 4 days.
With season 3 is it's too predictable.
It may be predictable, but it's perfectly executed. It is
It's-
amazing.
I agree.
Yeah, but wouldn't this be the content for the next episode we talk about Game of Thrones though?
Oh yeah, but right now we're talking about Daredevil.
Game of Thrones and
Oh
Daredevil.
wait, see, I'm like so confused because you guys go really seamlessly from like Game of Thrones to Daredevil, and it's like, oh,
That's
Yeah,
just
it's
that's
just
called
guys.
that's called really
Yeah.
good
I might-
commentary.
I'm thinking about like I guess my mind is slower than your words or something. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. You must be slower than molasses.
Yeah, I'm pretty slow.
All right, so
That's like
we're at
something
the
like
la-
old grandpa say.
we're at the
Boy,
last
you're
like
slower than
two.
molasses.
No. I
Boy,
have
you
one
waiting
last
for
question.
Christmas.
I have one last question for you all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite pop star from the early 2000s?
Ooh, I like this.
Early
Yeah,
2000s.
Simon.
Yeah, like
Selena
Hannah
Gomez
Montana,
counts?
Britney Spears. Yeah, Selena Gomez.
Oh, fucking
The-
Selena Gomez.
She's not
Selena
early
goes-
2000s.
If you hear this, Selena,
Yeah, actually, yeah, she came in like the teens.
Alright, oh wait.
No, not that
Really?
early.
It's like-
Not that early.
That's still all right. How about
Does
this?
Nickelback
Like
count?
2000.
Look at this graph. Oh,
I love
2000s.
Nickelbacks, man.
I honestly have no idea. I mean, you said
I
pop
like Britney
stars.
Spears.
Yeah, pop star.
Shakira.
Yeah, I
Shakira.
never really. I was
Yeah.
never
Oh,
really into pop.
Shakira. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had to watch her in Spanish class.
Shakira,
It's
Shakira.
ridiculous.
I could say Rihanna.
Like yeah, something about
Britney
that.
Spears.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
Yeah, I think Britney
me-
Spears.
Hey, before we get into another tangent,
Me
like
and
we're at the
Johnny-
last 2 minutes
Hold
right
on,
now.
wait. I want to say this. We got to end with this. Me and Johnny were driving to Concord. This is when I almost killed him. That song "Toxic" by Britney Spears came on. The song it's really high pitched. And Johnny- And Johnny
I
started
hate
singing
those
that
nuts.
part.
I
And
hate
it's-
those nuts.
It was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's not fun if it's talent. Just
All right.
That's what he was singing.
Last minute. All
I
right,
think
so
now
I'm
we
gonna
should
look at
probably introduce the
name.
like the name of our.
All right, can I get a drum roll? I'm about to open it. All right, so the name for this podcast is now the Nightly Rounds.
Yeah.
75% of
that.
voters. Okay,
that's like-
not many people were up at this hour, but
Is it like
only
3 out of
only
4?
6 people.
4 people.
Six people voted for Nightly Rounds. 2 people for alternative.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
Who were the idiots that voted for alternative?
Let me see. It's
I
kind of
bet
hard to
Seth
find them
would
because no one. Trap Lord Trey. Who the hell is that?
Trifle
Well, he's irrelevant.
Yeah,
Hey, follow him.
and me.
Trey.
And then a couple people voted for
sorry,
Nightly
Seth, but I
Rounds,
did
and then
indicate-
Parker said you voted too, and then Clint voted as well. So
I mean, I have to vote for my own like suggestion. I just
Right.
figured-
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I did the
doesn't
same.
count.
I
You
did the
can't vote
same.
for your own. What? Y'all cheaters.
But, all right.
Presidents are allowed to vote for themselves.
Yeah, but that's one vote out of
Out
America.
of America, as compared
Actually, I
to
think
8
that-
people. But all right, so we got to end it because my PlayStation is going to stop recording any minute now. But this is the Nightly Rounds podcast. I am your host Seth, with host Clint, host Parker, and host Johnny. We are all hosts here. You don't? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and drop your last name. That's fine.
That's okay. No, that's actually not my last name. I'm going under an alias. My real
Yeah,
name
well,
is
alias
unbeknownst
too.
to anybody.
Yeah.
Call me Little Pancake. That's my rap name.
My name isn't Seth. It's actually Matt Murdock.
My real
I'd rather
name is
die as the
actually,
devil than live as Matt
Boris
Murdock.
Antolia Fedorovaska.
What?
My real name is
What?
actually Antolia Boris Fedorovana.
Is that Russian?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Oh, all right. I'll leave it at that.
Whatever.
Yeah. Let's just end it. Bye.
Thank you for listening.
Bye. Thank you. Tune in next time, next week.
Later.